From a weight standpoint, yeah, he's really worked hard to put weight on to hold up inside, so to speak. I'm not for sure. He might not be a little too heavy for where he is, where we want him to be with his knee recovery a little bit. Where is he with his recovery? I'm not for sure he's 100% yet. He's out there doing things, and that thing, he's got tendonitis in the knee, which kind of aggravates that. Just getting some strength back in that knee. But he's a guy that's working his tail off and is in there, and we're controlling the amount of reps that he is getting, like we do with some other guys that have had some injuries. And we're counting on him to just continue to improve and develop, and hopefully be ready for some duty for us in this first game, and then continue to get better and better each and every week.
Coach, obviously Willie Taggart, this is his first game in Florida State. He's coming over from Oregon. Have you been studying some of his tape from last year to get a better picture of?
Yeah, I mean, he was at one season at Oregon. We obviously looked at film there. We've looked at film when he was at South Florida before that. We've studied Florida State's personnel. They're still Florida State, and they're still extremely dynamic. And I think we'll see very similar to what we saw, from Oregon, at least what we're expecting. I do know this. I know Florida State has some dynamic backs. You hear that they might be playing, multiple backs, which that would not surprise me. I know that's one of their strengths of their football team offensively. Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job wherever he's been, but we're looking forward to, playing Florida State. We've had in my time here, they've been tough to beat. We've only been able to beat them a couple times, and we're going to have to play extremely well. We got a young group going down, but we're going to have to go down and play well, and I'm looking forward to us to do that when it's all said and done.
When you have a group that's young, a little inexperienced and all that, and you're in game, I assume in an opening game you have more sort of in-game changes as you kind of figure out what they're actually doing versus maybe what you expected. Is it harder to get that kind of group to adjust on the fly?
It could be. We've talked about that. These first, 2.5 weeks of fall camp, basically we're preparing for a season, so to speak. So hopefully if we have to make an adjustment as we whittle down our game plan, obviously we're not going to have everything that we practiced for fall camp per se. We'll kind of zero in on some things. But at the same time, we may have to fall back on something that we did during fall camp because of an adjustment we may need to make. And that's always the one thing that you worry about with a young team and an inexperienced team. Will they be able to, are they a group that's a learn with reps group, or can they handle that on the fly, so to speak? And that's always going to be something interesting we need to find out as we progress. I mean, I'm going into this game, we're going to hopefully pin our ears back and play hard and play well. But there's a lot of question marks as far as guys, they're playing their first college football game, but I'm excited to see them get out and play, and we need to get a game under our belt to get going, at least a play or two to get going, get a series under our belt to get going.
Is Rayshard the guy, does he have a higher aptitude for kind of taking that coaching on the fly?
Yeah, he does. I really like Rayshard. Reminds me a lot of Andrew in a lot of ways, from just his demeanor, his work ethic. When he steps in this door here at the Merriman Center, he comes to work every day, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's film study, and carrying that out onto the football field. And he is going to be a great mentor and role model for younger guys coming in, not just at his position, but on our football team, just like Andrew was, or Sam Rogers was before, different guys we've had over the years. And I just really like his demeanor, his football IQ, and then how he approaches his day-to-day, his day-to-day approach to what we expect, and he understands that.
This might overlap with Mike's first question a little bit, but normally when you have some turnover at linebacker, you at least have one experienced guy that's coming back. You have three pretty much brand new guys. Is there anything with that linebacker spot specifically that, I don't know, keeps you up at night that you worry about, but especially with the running backs that you're going up against?
Not necessarily, to be honest with you. I have a lot of confidence and trust in these guys. But as you said, I mean, the best experience is, the best teacher is experience. And you got a guy that's played 4 snaps, and the other guys have not played any. And but they've all come from good programs. They've all know how to win. Now we've got to perform on a consistent basis. Now, is it going to be hard to, is there going to be a drop-off after last year's group? I hope not, but there probably will be. I mean, there was a freak in number 49 playing, at one linebacker position who made plays left and right. He was an eraser as we went back and did all of our film breakdown and film study in our off season. And then you have a guy in Andrew who just was a coach on the field when it was all said and done, of just how he operated things and how he made the checks and the calls and just getting the defense lined up and set up. And so, but I do like Rook's ability to do that. I think he has that ability to do those things, and he has the confidence to do that. And that's a big part of that. Is there a drop-off at the backer position? Probably so, from an experience standpoint, for sure, and from an athlete. I mean, I don't know if we got a first-round draft pick right there, but we've got some good football players. I mean, Dylan Rivers was a highly recruited kid that I'm anxious to see him perform. Dax Hollyfield is a guy that I really like what he's all about, and I'm anxious to see him perform at this level. So we've got 2 good players at that position that I feel really good about, that will do their very best to play for us, and then hopefully they'll have enough ability to make the plays that we're looking for at that position.
Coach, what's the preparation like for a team like Florida State, where they haven't named a starting quarterback yet and they have 2 to 3 guys competing for the job?
I think what you see is what you're going to get. So I think whoever is their quarterback, I think they're going to run the offense that we have seen at Oregon, or we have seen at South Florida. So that doesn't really, we're not really looking more as a quarterback. I think I know who will be their guy, but we're not preparing for 3 different offenses, I think is my point. We're going to be preparing for one offense that has some, dynamic backs, has some dynamic receivers, an explosive group, very talented group, and but we're preparing really. We're expecting to see the same offense regardless of who the quarterback is.
You mentioned there might be a drop-off in obviously experience, but when you think about this group, you've talked about how you're really excited and you're really excited about the talent. Would you be surprised by the end of the year if this group takes a step back, like significantly from previous successful defenses you had? What do you kind of look at it? They need some time, but would you be surprised with what you have if this would be kind of a step back for you guys?
Well, I don't know. I can't look in the future to see exactly what we're going to be like. I know in our past, when we've been this young, we've had a group of kids that, trust the process, they trust the training. As long as they do those things and they learn to compete every day and every week and every game, then each week we'll have an opportunity to get better. And that's really what I'm going to judge things on. Is there going to be a drop-off stat-wise? I mean, probably so. I don't know. But you can't always evaluate your success based off statistics. The success comes in, wins and losses, and how they improve and how they grow and how they develop. And I think if we can do with what we've done in the past, the trend that we've done is you'll see a group that hopefully we can stay healthy and then at the same time continue to improve each and every week. And that's really, it's not where you start or how you start, it's how you finish. And that's kind of what we're looking for. But we're going to approach it one play at a time and one game at a time, and then we'll go to the next one and we'll go do it the same way. And, we'll just go do our very best and see where we end up at the end of the year. But, I think my look at these guys is we need to just go out and improve every day and be a sponge, and whatever we're coaching you up, let's take coaching and let's improve and let's go to the next step after that.
Last one, David. Given your assessment of Vinny earlier, and given that you'll be playing in the heat probably on Labor Day night, it sounds like you're going to have to rotate tackles, maybe even more so than usual. How would you evaluate your depth at that position?
Yeah, I mean, right now, Like I said, the last press conference, Ricky Walker's our bell cow, and he's in great shape physically. I mean, he's a stud. I really like where Jared Hewitt is right now, and he's in I think in a great position from a physical standpoint to maintain some things. But obviously it could be hot and muggy. Xavier Burke's a guy that continues to improve. Obviously, we'd love to have Vinny come in there and be able to give us 10 or 15 plays. And then you throw in a guy, Robert Porcher, who's another guy that has really shown some improvement, and a guy that I think I'm excited about his potential. He's really done some things as far as technique and fundamental-wise that, I feel good about his progress. And, it's unfortunate he missed spring practice because you'd like to have those 15 days under his belt to go along with what we've done in camp. But, we will rotate those guys in there. You got Jimmy Taylor that would go in there. Maybe he's not the biggest guy, but he's rugged, and he would play for us, and maybe he could hold up, for a handful of plays and that type of thing. But if we get into some long drives and those type of things, we'll have to play some guys.